Hello, amazing friends. Welcome to the Manifesting Maven TV channel. I'm so excited to share with you today this fabulous topic that a lot of people need to learn early on in life. It is called unlearning. And so we're going to learn about unlearning, right? How fun is that? We're going to take this time to unlearn everything that everyone else, our big people, have told us and shared with us. And what's so interesting is think about it for a moment like this. Here I was going through life, listening to everybody around me and all of their inputs about who I should be, how I should be, what I should do, all the shoulds. Should. What we joke about in yoga is don't shit all over yourself, right? No shitting. No shitting, please. Stop it. Stop it with the shitting. And the reason being is because we get into a slump, right? If we sit here and listen to every single person in our life about what we should do, how we should live, who we should be, where we should go to school, what we should study, we're going to be inundated with this negative feeling and overwhelm. So if you're living in that life right now, I invite you to sit and tune in a little bit more to this video. At the end of this video, I'm going to have tips on how you can start to unlearn in this moment. So for now, let's begin to get a little bit more clear on who our big people are. So our big people in our life are our friends, our family, our parents, our aunts, uncles, grandparents, and they're big people. So if you think about it this way, everything that you've learned so far in your life from everybody around you and all the teachings that they have given you have been from their big people too. So they have learned specific things in their life based on what other people have taught them. Yes. So think about it this way now too. If you're sitting at home and you have children, what is it that you're sharing with them? What is it that you are teaching them? And is it something that is actually true for you, or is it something that you've learned from your big people too, and you're just passing it on down because you think it's right, because they told you it was, right? Right. Okay, so the number one way that we want to unlearn from our big people is the very first thing we're going to do today is we're going to release big people stories. So let's let go. I know, it might be a little daunting. It might be earthquake time. If I release everything that I've learned from everybody else, what is that going to leave me? Where's that going to bring my identity to? Who am I? These are the questions that might come up. And that's great because, my friend, right now you're having a breakthrough, and breakthroughs are awesome. So what we're going to do is unlearn everything that everyone else has taught you. Sit with that for a minute. Yeah, you can go a little deeper and meditate on it as well, which is great. Like I said before, links below for the journals that I recommend, and you can write down what's coming up for you during that meditation. So if you were to sit and listen to yourself, what is everything I have learned so far from everybody else? And then what actually rings true for me now? So these are the questions you want to ask yourself. What rings true for me now? And some of the things that they teach you may still ring true for you. That might be something you want to hold on to, and that is totally up to you, friend, because what's so cool about this is as you become clear on what's real and true for you, you start to create your own identity. You're no longer being who they say you should be. And now you have this beautiful gift of being able to become authentically you. And authentically you is who we need in this world. Let me tell you a little story real quick. Unauthentically me, whew, not fun. When I was unauthentically me, I was attempting to fit into molds that didn't work for me. I was practicing a style of yoga that wasn't true for me. I was I was wrapped up in this idea of who I think I should be because other people were telling me I should be that person. And what happened was I lost myself. And I've shared this before, but I lost myself. And so by losing my true self, I was unable to go forward and become who I wanted to be because I was stuck. And so if you feel that you're stuck, maybe now is the time to begin to become clear on who it is that you truly are. Yeah, unlearning from your big people. Once I began that practice of unlearning, magic happened. Truly, truly. I found my tribe. I began to become more authentic with my friends. I was no longer pretending to be this person I wasn't, and I was no longer attracting the people who weren't real and true for my life. So before, I was attracting people who didn't mesh well with me. I was attracting relationships that weren't good for me because I had this idea and knowledge that this is all that I am. And what was unfortunate for me is I was living this life where I felt not good enough. I felt less than. And so then I was attracting in my life more people who were sharing with me how less than and not good enough I was. So I had to unlearn that. I had to unlearn that I'm not good enough. And instead, share with myself, actually I am. I'm pretty freaking awesome. And so from that state of being, from that mindset, then I thereby created this life around me that I really truly wanted and desired, which is one that is fulfilling, one where I help people, one where I have tons of fun, one where I get to experience the pleasure of travel and joy and a love of my life. So I am inviting you today to unlearn from your big people with love. Share, of course, a grateful opportunity. Thank you so much for everything that I have learned from you. I'm going to keep what's true for me now, and I'm going to release what no longer resonates with me. And then therefore, you now begin to become authentically you. And by authentically you, you attract the people you desire to have in your life. And what that does is it unleashes this leash that you might have, right, of feeling like you have to continue on this path that feels heavy and feels as if you're stuck in overwhelm. All right. The second thing we're going to learn today is we're going to let go of society ideals. And so what that means is, I did this. I did this so much, let me tell you. I used to look at Instagram accounts of people who I thought I should become. It happens. If you're doing that now, I completely understand. I was there. As a brand new yoga teacher in the world, learning how to create a business on my own, I went out in 2012 and I was following massive amounts of yoga teacher accounts, right? So on Instagram, I was following tons of yoga teachers on Instagram. At first, it was something where I thought, oh, I'm going to be so inspired by their amazing life. And then it turned out I was getting real sad. I was getting real sad. I was realizing I was compare and despairing myself. I was comparing myself, phone call. Okay, so when society gives us their inputs, right, and we attempt to become what we think we should be because of what they're telling us. Like I said, with the Instagram, I was showing myself what I think I should be due to looking at other people's lives. And then I was becoming sad about that because I wasn't getting to that space quickly enough. So I was comparing and despairing. That's what we call it, compare and despair. And when we compare ourselves to other people and their lives, of course, we're going to begin to feel this despair feeling because we're comparing ourselves and we think we should be where they are. So understand this, number one, when you are on social media and you're looking at other people's lives and what they're posting, please know that they're only posting the good stuff. I would love to start an entire social media gamut where we're just sharing the truth about where we are in our life. How fabulous would that be? Because then we would be authentically us. So yeah, being in this space where we're going to let go of society and who we think we should be based on what society is telling us. Sometimes it's tricky, right? Because we might get into a space where we feel we need to pay attention to what other people are saying. But that is where, my friends, number 3, meditation is so key. Because when we meditate, when we sit, with ourselves. We have no one else to listen to but ourselves. So we can sit in this moment and listen to what is true and authentic for ourselves. So I invite you to sit for 5 minutes. Just like before, allow yourself to have this opportunity where you sit in quietude for 5 minutes and simply ask yourself the question, who am I? What is true for me? And then go deeper in this. Take out your journal, write down, what have I learned from my big people? What is true for me now?